they aren't birds at all. The sniffer is an ancient mob.
Oh my god, the sniffer is actually real. This was definitely the most dubious of the mobs leaked by Roger Badgerman, but it does seem as though that leak is correct, which means we know the names of the other two mobs. But first, let's talk about this ancient turtle-looking mob and bonus feature that will be gracing the mob vote in 10 days' time.
Tiny Agnes, did you teach chickens how to lay eggs underwater?
Not yet.
They look ancient.
These are sniffer eggs. I thought they were extinct.
What kind of chicken is that?
Oh, they aren't birds at all. The sniffer is an ancient mob.
Were they plant experts?
They loved plants and found seeds by sniffing the ground in the most adorable way.
With all of these eggs, I bet we can help them thrive in the overworld once again.
And maybe even get some new plants, if the community votes for the sniffer, that is.
Exactly.
So that is the first of 3 mob trailers we're going to be seeing this week, and honestly, the sniffer looks pretty great, right? I love the design of the mob in this 2D style trailer, obviously not a perfect reflection of the end result, but I love that he's got this yellow head, this derpy face, this green mossy leafy body, and then some red, like underneath him. I love the multicolored design, and I love when Minecraft doesn't try to be a perfectly realistic game and actually makes mobs outside of that. I think the ocean is definitely the place they do this best, and adding the sniffer to that rough area is a very cool idea. I do also love that they've announced that, they mentioned right there that there might be some new plants that he can find.
And maybe even get some new plants.
They're not just going to add a feature in, isolation, like what if it's just a squid that glows? Instead, they want to add features that come from that feature, and they're going to be clear about what exactly that is. There will be a new plant if you vote for the sniffer, even if you hate this mob, and if you hate this mob, screw you, I hate you. But, if, looking at this cute little turtle, you'll vote not only for him, but you'll also vote for the new plant that comes alongside it. Obviously, that plant has yet to be decided, and they'll work out what it'll be eventually, but they're letting you know the expectations of what it would take to build this mob in, and I think that's really fun personally. I like the whole egg aspect to this. I think we could guess by going back to the original trailer from yesterday. You can watch that video if you want to see the full breakdown, but there was a nautilus shell on the, like the whatever you call that, the landing, it goes above a fireplace. Anyway, there was a nautilus shell there, and so I think there's going to be some implication that something you do underwater, maybe it's just as simple as, he mentioned there's eggs in my chests, you'll find these eggs in the same chests, you'll find those nautilus shells, so by going around naturally, you can find this mob, and that to me has this interesting second layer of lore, which is that you would be bringing this mob back to life. They reference that he will be roaming the overworld again, you will be bringing this mob into existence, so kind of like the inverse of piglins and guardians, where they spawn, elder guardians, they spawn once, and then once you kill them, they're gone. This is a mob that spawns 0 times until you choose to let one into your world. And that is a really interesting idea. I mean, it's kind of like the Zoglin, except the Zoglin is just a zombie hoglin. This is a fresh, brand new mob that you will create from scratch. I love that as a premise. Super, super interesting in my opinion. And I think while we're here, we have to mention the other really great thing about this. I think Minecraft is learning from these mob votes every single year, and I think particularly this, this most recent one, I really like for one big reason, and that's that there's a really good bit of lore as to why this wouldn't be added. When they show off mobs before, when you look at the Great Inferno, a mob that we'll never see in Minecraft because the community didn't vote for it, even though a giant blaze would be cool, by the way. But when you look at that mob, it's just one of the ideas for something they could have developed, which is kind of jarring compared to this, which is they're doing this great 2D video that is a promotion for the mob vote, but then also, get this, it's also a bit of Minecraft backstory. There was this weird turtle thing, the sniffer, that used to exist, and there just aren't any eggs that you can find right now. There is a great explanation as to why this isn't in the game right now, or indeed if it never comes to the game, why it isn't there. There is new backstory being added, even if it's super, super minor, just like the abandoned mine shafts, just like all these things. Having this little bit of history that you can gather from the game is really cool. If you think about it, Steve, Steve being the player's name, or Gene being the dragon's name, they're just really tiny details. They're never mentioned in the game itself. In fact, they're both kind of jokes, right? But they're details that are a part of the lore of Minecraft. They add to the game despite being not real pieces of information. And so I like the idea they're doing this with the sniffer by learning about these mob votes. Even if you vote for something that isn't added, which statistically, close to 3/5 of people will, then statistically you'll still get a little bit of an interesting update to the lore. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but the Rascal and the Tough Golem are 99.99% real now, right? right? I urge people to be skeptical of leaks. I referenced as strongly as I could in that video. This seems to be accurate. This person has not been wrong about something yet. But I mentioned this is just a random account saying something until we see it come out. But the sniffer is real. The leaks we saw before this were in fact correct. And the sniffer, the rascal, and the tough golem are the free mobs, or so it seems right now. It could be they got one really lucky guess that they assumed there would be a turtle style thing. But maybe not. Also, the one last thing I have to mention here is these sniffers are so much better than the current iteration of turtles. I know they're actually distinct mobs like turtles. They're very different mobs. This is an ancient thing, etc. But I think the sniffer would have been a better design for a mob than the turtle is, which is just like, they go places, they lay eggs, and then you can craft helmets from them. I think that, ideally what you would do is you replace turtles with these and you put their functions together. I know that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying it's a thing. Also, I want to know, can you kill this mob and get its meat? I know they're cute, but you know what else is cute? Cows in Minecraft. Do you know what I murder systemically to get cooked beef? Cows. Speaking of things that I would murder, just a reminder, the greater than 99% of house fires happen to people who aren't subscribed to the channel. I'm saying at least. And so if you want to subscribe, it'll allow you to see the latest Minecraft news, including what we assume tomorrow will be the next Minecraft live trailer. That's my guess. Again, Monday for the announced, Tuesday for the first trailer, probably Wednesday, Thursday for the next two. Again, we'll make the guess there. I made the guess yesterday, and so I'm going to assume that's true. And we're either going to learn about the rascal or the tough golem. I am curious as to which one will be first. And so yeah, one of the things I like to do is I like to poll people after seeing these sorts of things, like, what are you feeling right now? This is just my community's opinion. This is obviously, you've only seen one of the mobs, but if people only saw this one trailer and then had to vote, it seems as though about half of people would say the sniffer is the mob they want, and about half of people would say, nah, just give me something else, anything else, which is fair. I mean, just a plant and just a very slow-moving mob, no matter how colorful he is, isn't going to be enough for some people, and the biggest reason I think it's not going to win is that it's blue, but I do have to say I'm liking it so far. I have a good feeling he's going to be my second favorite. I know there's going to be a really boring mob by comparison. They'll do something really dumb, and there's going to be a mob that I'm going to fall in love with, or maybe there won't, but let's find out over the coming days. Just a reminder, you can watch Minecraft live with me on this channel next Saturday. I'll throw the time zone map on screen right now. I like to co-stream it on this channel. It's officially sanctioned by Minecraft. It's all good. It feels like but it's an opportunity to watch live and have like the actual back and forth about what's happening rather than just watching that way. So if you want to see my live thoughts and you want to have a little bit of a live back and forth in that way, I mostly am quiet and watch the thing. People get upset because I spend all my videos talking so much, right? Talking too fast. People are like, why don't you talk all the time? And it's like, because they're talking and I'm trying not to talk over them. I'm sorry if that makes me look bored when I'm listening, but you know what? I'm just bored when I listen to you too. What are you saying right now? I can't even hear you over the sound of asking you to subscribe and saying have a nice day, because I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.